Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your reading. This is the rest of the year for love, and we are going to just take a look and see what is going on in your general energies for love in this first row. It's funny that the money thing is coming up here because you have Jupiter entering to your first house. Then next year, Jupiter enters into your your second house. And, again, it doesn't even matter if you're not a first or second, first house Aries or whatever, or if Aries is your first house, doesn't really matter. You're still going to benefit from the Jupiter energy. So again, money looks really good for you over the next few years. Next, we're going to look at their current feelings for you. So this could be like the person on your mind. This could be a new person. We're just going to see what comes up. Next, I didn't want to pull these, but we're going to go with it. So I've been pulling one of Amira's cards for this, but so I'll pull 3. You get a bonus here, Aries, but we're going to look at who is coming towards you or if there's a person coming towards you. And in your last row, we're going to look at anything unexpected that could be coming in for you. Damn, Aries, I'll tell you what, I know this is supposed to be a love-focused reading, and I always say that I don't do love readings, even though that's a lie. People keep calling me out for this, but for doing these in the first place. But I'm like, look at my channel. I've done love readings over the years, so get over it. Sometimes we have to break the rules, right? But what I would say here, Aries, is that money looks really good. Obviously, you end with this coins card. I can't really read it. I need glasses. I can't see shit, but, it says something, right? So it says something about money, Aries. That's all that matters. But your money is definitely improving. The thing that I would tell you is that, again, having Jupiter in your first house, which at the end of the year, Jupiter's going to officially enter into your sign, and then it's going to move into your second the next year. I mean, 2 really good years for love. In your first house, it's really good for love. In your second house, it's really good for love. And it doesn't really matter. I would also say that if you're an 80s baby, if you were born in the 80s, chances are, the next 2 years, really good opportunities for love. So I would definitely get out there. But, some of you could be focused on your money or focused on your coin here, and that makes perfect sense to me. You have the 10 of Wands, the Magician, and the Temperance card. The Magician is pointing to the Hermit. I feel like it's saying you can't attract something from home, obviously. As I always say, get out there. I get plenty of comments of people saying, you said I was going to meet, someone famous, and I didn't meet anyone. I'm like, where'd you go? Did you leave the house? Probably not, right? So you have to go out. You have to talk to people and all this other stuff. So don't be afraid to put in the work. The 8 of Wands is about putting in the work. And the 10 of Wands. And it is a card of burdens. I do feel like you have a lot going on in your life in general. Again, Jupiter in your first and second house over the next couple of years. It's definitely going to make you busy. Plus, on top of all the other astrology that is going on, just in general, I would say that I feel like you have a couple, more than a couple of really busy years. I don't see this 10 of Wands as a bad thing. I feel you can handle it. And I always say, it's like successful. What do successful people have? I think something people don't realize, successful people have bigger problems, right? So it's like, if you want to be successful, then you need to learn to be a problem solver in the first place. And it doesn't mean that the problems aren't going to be, easy to overcome. You're just going to get better at overcoming them. I don't know who says this, but, there's someone famous that basically, I'm paraphrasing here because I don't really remember, but they basically say that, successful people, they just deal with problems that have a couple extra zeros on the end, and they're referring to money, of course. But I think this is true in life in general. It's like, really, there's no difference between $1 and $1 million, really, when you think about it. It just has more zeros, right? And zeros are nothing. And that's popping into my head for some reason. I feel like someone needs to hear that. It's like, these bigger problems, we just make them bigger in our head, And again, they're just zeros after the problem. So someone needs to hear that. And I don't even know where I'm going with that. So let's move on. Next, you have the Magician. Definitely a new beginning in love, I would say. So if you want love, I feel like you're attracting it. Could be a Pisces. Pisces have been all up in your business. You've been all up in Pisces business. Fish card right here. Queen of Cups could be Pisces. So we'll have to see what comes up. But, like I said, could be a Pisces for some of you. Like I said, I'm a Pisces. Every single time I'm attracted to someone new, it's always an Aries. So, makes perfect sense to me, right? There you go. But definitely could be attracting love. I feel that for some of you that you're going through a change, and it's like, but this is a very deep change. This is a card of reinvention. So some of you could be reinventing yourself, changing your job or your business, but that job or business change could also be raising your status, and you could be dressing better. And it's like, I see a bunch of things stacking on top of each other. That's what I mean by reinvention. And I feel because of this reinvention that you're just attracting a person who has a bunch of things stacked on top of them in a good way, abundant, successful, all these things. You have the Temperance card. I feel like you're trying to, as far as your finances are concerned, I feel like you're trying to improve your finances. Even if your finances are good, I still feel like you're trying to get to a more stable place. Again, like I was saying with the problems, it's like, what do they say? More money, more problems. Again, be careful with your words. Don't say stuff like that, Aries, number one. Number two, what I would say here is that I feel like you're trying to get yourself to a stable financial type situation. I also feel like you're, sorry, I just had to look at this for a second. I feel for some of you, you're trying to kind of get yourself to a place emotionally where you can allow a relationship into your life. And that's what I feel like you're changing in this part of the reading. We're going to clarify with the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, by the way. This is my new favorite deck. I love it. So let's see what is going on for you. With the Ten of Wands, you have this idealism card. Maybe this got you in trouble in the past. I think this is something you're overcoming, by the way, here, Aries. You could be attracting an Aquarius, by the way. This card is Sun in Aquarius. But what I would say is that I feel like maybe being idealistic could have gotten you in trouble in the past. And meaning maybe you got into relationships. You have the Seven of Cups here. Maybe you thought the relationship was better than it actually was, or maybe you were only looking at the good stuff, which I'm a big fan of. I won't always focus only on the good stuff, right? Gets me in trouble sometimes, but it's like 9 times out of 10 when I'm right about something, then it's a good thing that I was so positive about it, right? And that's kind of like what I'm getting here, is that for some of you, I don't think it's saying don't only look at the good stuff. It's not saying don't not do that, right? But I feel like it's saying just be a little bit idealistic, be just a little bit more realistic is what I'm trying to spit out here. With the Magician, you have this indecision card. I feel like you're sick of this. So I feel like you've dealt with a lot of indecisive people in the past. I feel like you've dealt with a lot of 1 foot in, 1 foot out type of people in the past, and now you're kind of like done with it. I feel like you're turning into really, I think it's some author basically says things need to either be an F yes or an F no in your life. So I'm an F yes or an F no type of person. If things are not kind of like one thing or the other, then I cut it out. And I kind of feel like you're getting to that place where you're making decisions more kind of like critical decisions. I feel like you're much more decisive, even though that card says indecision. I feel like you're seeing, intuitively, I feel you are seeing what that has done in the past and you're cutting it out. With the Temperance card, you have this bluff card. I feel like someone thinks you're calling their bluff here, Aries. Maybe you walked away from a person and are like, no, I think someone thinks that you'll be right back. I don't think you're coming back here, Aries. I feel like you're moving forward and you're moving towards something new, plain and simple. So I feel something has changed inside of you. Again, I felt that with that Magician card. And maybe for those of you dealing with a past person, I don't think they realize this. I don't think they realize that you have changed, or they just refuse to see it. Because look, next in the area of their current feelings towards you, you have this Perspective card. So this card kind of reminds me of the Hangman, for obvious reasons. And, so again, Pisces, but also, I feel like someone's perspective has changed here. Someone has regrets. You have the Five of Cups in a situation. I feel like it's maybe a past person, but I don't even think it's worth mentioning because I clearly see you moving towards something new. You have the Two of Wands here, and I think it's something you've been thinking about as far as love is concerned. You have the Five of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the Hermit. I feel that for a lot of you, someone could have regrets about like walking away or being indecisive. So if you're dealing with a person who can't make a decision, I feel that they are kind of having regrets about it. But I don't know. I also see you turning around and grabbing your Two Cups here. Two of Cups is about kind of, he has lost his taste for wine. He once enjoyed wine, and now the wine has spilt over because he doesn't enjoy it any longer. But he needs to realize there's something new for him behind him. And I feel like you need to realize that there's like new love available to you. You have the Queen of Cups here. Definitely could be a water sign coming in for you. I feel like it's someone who's very supportive, who kind of can help carry some of those Ten of Wands burdens for you. I also feel that this is you kind of looking at yourself and saying, what type of person do I want? This cup, I always say, looks like a trophy. And it kind of represents the fact that she really values how she feels about things, the Queen of Cups. She really values her emotions, and she really cares about it. So I feel like you're very focused on your emotions here. With the Hermit, you have the Hermit next. I kind of feel like some of you have gone into hermit mode, not in a bad way. I just feel maybe you've withdrawn your energy from a person and you've done it to find your own inner light. For others, I feel this is just talking about the reinvention that you've gone through. The Hermit has gone through kind of like a dark night of the soul, and now he's standing at the top of the mountain shining his inner light. It's like he's found his inner light. And I kind of feel that even though we're looking at their current feelings towards you, again, I feel like someone could feel like you are withdrawing your energy. I feel like you're calling this person's bluff, though. I don't think you're going to be communicating with this person or anything like that. With the Five of Cups, you have the Secrets card. Someone had too many secrets. I feel like you see someone as a liar, too, as well. Someone from the past. I feel like you see them as a liar. I feel like they're just very secretive in general. They might not even, the interesting thing that I'm getting here is that maybe they don't even lie, but maybe they just don't tell. maybe they just have a lot of secrets, right? And so I feel like you're uncomfortable with that, especially if this is a past person. With the Queen of Cups, you have this negotiation card. See, I feel like you got someone in a pickle. Didn't I say this last reading? I kept seeing someone like going back and forth in my head, like literally like this, like vibrating back and forth. And it's almost like this person just jumps from relationship to relationship maybe or something. Maybe when you say no, they go to someone else. When someone else says no, they go to someone else. It's like kind of like what I'm getting here. And I feel like you're moving towards your own happiness. You have two cards of Libra here as well. And so I feel like for some of you, it could be a Libra that you're attracting. I really feel that you're kind of attracting someone who's more balanced. And I feel maybe you've dealt with an imbalanced person in the past. With the Hermit, you have the Seduction card here, Jupiter and Pisces with this card here. So I feel for some of you that there's love coming in. It could be, Jupiter will be retrograding back into Pisces at the end of the month. Or towards the end of the month, I should say. And then it will be there till like the end of November. Then it starts moving forward. Then it officially enters into your sign at the end of December. Sorry. So, again, when Jupiter enters Pisces, that could be when you're meeting a person that will be coming in for you. I also feel like that a past person could think that they know how to seduce you and all this other stuff. But I don't know. I just think that if you're dealing with a past person at all, period, their old tricks just don't work any longer. Plain and simple. Next, we're going to be looking at who's coming towards you. You have this Trust card and this Enlightenment card. So I feel like you've woken up to like the type of person that you want. And I also feel like you need trust because like I said, I feel a past person has had too many secrets or they were too secretive or they were just sneaky. Like I get a very sneaky energy off of this person. So I feel that's what you've dealt with. You have this fish card. It says abundance and luck on it. Again, clearly a ton of abundance coming in for you. Could also be a Pisces coming in for you with this energy. But I feel for a lot of you that this could just be a lot of luck that's coming in for you with this fish card. And you could also be attracting a very lucky person. You have the Four Swords, the Nine of Cups, and the Seven of Cups. It's kind of funny that this is who's coming towards you and there's nobody showing up here. So what I would say is I feel like you need to get very, very clear about the type of person you want. Seven of Cups is about being spoiled for choice. Whenever I do a reading like this and something like the Seven of Cups comes up in the area of like who's coming towards you, I would say I would get very clear. I would write a list of everything you want in a person. Then I would circle your top 3 traits that a person must have to be with you. Because again, really, we're all way too picky. So no one can have everything that is on your list. It's impossible. I would say I would pick your top 3 things that are most important for you to have in a person. And then and once you become clear, again, I've had people do this and they like literally meet the love of their life. So, what I would say here is once you get clear on what you want, here you go. You will have it. 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups is about soaking in an energy. It's about bathing in an energy before you can have it. So if you want love, you have to have love before you can have love. And people say, how is that possible? I'm always like, well, go love a dog. Go love a cat. Go love nature. Go do something you love. Take part in hobbies. Do all those things. Again, I think that it's weird that, nowadays, for whatever reason, and trust me, I think it's a stressful time to be alive. I feel like anyone that's chosen to come to Earth at this time is like basically a hero because, it's like a very stressful time to be alive. But I think that a mistake that a lot of us make is when something bad happens or when we don't have something like love or we're feeling depressed, we shut down and we don't do anything. And trust me, I know it's hard to do things when you're like sad, depressed or whatever, but you have to take those small steps because if you do that, then you're kind of entering into a more positive energy. I also think people maybe don't realize how things connect. Like you might be saying like, what does a hobby have to do with love? Well, it's like, well, you're in love when you are practicing your hobby or when you're doing your hobby, right? You're kind of creating that energy. So that's why I always tell people, get off the couch, go do something because it's going to put you in a better energy. 9 of Cups very specifically wants us to be in an energy. You have the Four Swords. Some of you could just be taking a little bit of a break from love here. And it's kind of funny because I feel like some of you have recently maybe gone through something where you're like, wow, this is really what I want in a relationship. I also feel like there's something having to do with your value with all these like abundance cards and money cards and things like that. It's like something is shifting here where it's like maybe normally you would put people on a pedestal. I feel like you're putting yourself on a pedestal here, not in a jerky way, right? I don't think you're being, I don't think you're doing this. I don't know what word I'm looking for here. I don't think you're being overly confident. I just feel like you're recognizing your value, right? With the Four of Swords, you have this flirtation card. Someone's coming in to flirt. This is, what is this? Venus in Sag. So I feel for some of you, there's definitely someone who wants to have a good time, who wants to flirt with you and all this other stuff. So I like to see that. I'm getting the word aliens popping into my head as well. I don't know. You could be meeting a person who's like weird, who's into aliens. They're into UFOs and things like that. It's popping into my head. So maybe, that could be a clue for you. But I kind of feel you could be meeting a person where it just starts off light, playful. Maybe you're not looking for anything serious as well. So, that could be why it just kind of starts off light and playful, but then it develops into something much more serious. With the Nine of Cups, you have the manipulation card here. Again, right with this secrets card, I feel like you are maybe fearing manipulation from the past, or that's what you've experienced a lot of. I feel like clear this energy out, number one, right? Shake it off. But I would also say this is actually not a bad card. It's a card of working with the energy. You can see that there are stars up here and stars on this hat right here. It kind of represents as above, so below energy. Nine of Cups is basically as above, so below. It's like the energy you put out, the things that you create are going to attract to you. So I'd be very careful of your energy. You have a lot of Scorpio showing up here now. So, these in these cards here, Oracle of Radiant Sun. So could be someone who has Scorpio on their chart. You also have a lot of Virgo as well, I'm noticing. With the Seven of Cups, you have this caution card here. Look, you have a lot of people coming towards you. The Seven of Cups needing to be clear. Again, if you're not clear on what you want, I feel like you're going to get confusion. You're going to get a bunch of animals, a bunch of wild people, right? So I feel like when you're clear, then you're cutting it down, and you're not going to have to worry about like analysis paralysis. So, for some of you, I really don't see like a one person coming towards you here. I feel this is more asking you to get clear on what you want so that you can attract that person. Next, we are going to look at the unexpected. You have this ladder card that says climbing towards success. Are you kidding me? And you have this coins card. It says money will be coming to you. So I feel a lot of you, even though this is a love reading, there could be a lot of money or financial improvements coming in. I do feel this is clearly going to be affecting your love life in some way. It could have to do with the fact that you're leveling up. So you could be attracting a person who has also leveled up. You have the King of Wands, the Five of Swords, and the Two of Wands. I feel like you're surprising someone with this Five of Swords here, Aries. Again, you have this bluff card right here. I almost feel like what's unexpected is maybe not for you. It's for a person that you've been dealing with. It's almost like you're finally choosing to walk away from a person for some of you. Obviously, that's not going to be for all of you. But you could be taking the risk. And I feel like this is why you're taking the risk right here. Is the King of Wands. The King of Wands is your energy. You're showing up in a very strong position here. I feel like this puts you in a position of power and strength. But I also feel that, you're kind of like taking the risk. He has this lizard right here above my finger. He's got salamanders on his cloak. The salamanders in the tarot represent protection from fire. So I feel like you're like more willing to take a risk and kind of go on your own. It's like you've realized your value. You've realized what you bring to the table. I also feel like some of you could be walking away from a person. Again, I feel like it's not unexpected for you. I feel like it's unexpected for them. And that's what's showing up here. Again, I don't try to force readings to be like, oh, there's something unexpected when there isn't. And I would say, I don't really feel there's anything unexpected for you other than maybe you're kind of like, hey, I'm finally doing it. But I feel like it's unexpected for a person, for some of you. You have the Two of Wands. He's standing at the top of a castle. He's standing at the top of like where he has always been. The story of the Two of Wands is that he has rushed to a finish line. He rushed to accomplish something and he didn't enjoy the journey. I feel like you're wanting to enjoy life's journey. You're wanting to get out there and meet new people and all that other stuff. So again, you have the whole world in your hands. And I feel like you're kind of like getting out there and meeting the world. So again, I feel like if anything, you're surprising a person. That Two of Wands also tells me that if it's not a person, it could be multiple people. Like maybe you're moving and maybe your family is surprised that you're leaving where you are or something like that. So some of you could be like moving or traveling with that Two of Wands energy. And I feel like it would be very good for you. You have this submission card wanting to pop out there. And look, you can see that there's a bird in a cage, but the cage door is open. So a lot of you, I feel this reading, that part of the reading is saying that you're setting yourself free. With the King of Wands, you have the health card. I feel like you're becoming more healthy as well. The interesting thing is, for those of you that have dealt with a past person where you're moving on, it's like you become healthy, and I feel like that could be a clue for you. It's like maybe you're becoming more healthy mentally, physically, or spiritually, or otherwise, and I feel like someone is going the opposite direction, and I feel you recognize it now, and that's why you're walking away. With the Five of Swords, you have this flattery card. Again, a lot of flirtatious, flattering energy here, so I feel like someone finds you attractive, and they're entering into your life. Could be someone with Gemini in their chart as well, but I definitely feel there is someone who is like very flirtatious. Someone's going to take a risk on you, I feel, here as well, and like in a good way. With the Two of Wands, you have this appreciation card. I feel a person coming in for you will be showing you appreciation a lot. There's this cornucopia right here. Cornucopias represent abundance, and there is a ton of abundance in this reading. So even though this is a love reading, clearly your financial situation is about to change for the better. Even if it's already good, I feel like it's improving significantly with this reading. I also feel like you could be attracting, I kind of feel like that's a difference as well. It's like maybe you've been dealing with a person and your finances have gone down, or maybe things haven't been as good as they could be. And I feel that's what you're noticing, is that like a new person entering into your life actually gets better with this person, not worse. So there you go. We're going to pull 3 yes/no questions now. 1, 2, 3. Feel free to pause this reading if you need time to think of your questions. 1, 2, 3. For question number 1, you have the Three of Swords. I would say no. Clearly, could be like a separation. For question number 2, I would say yes, a brand spanking new beginning. Ace of Wands is about out with the old, in with the new. You can see this castle is crumbling in the background here. So I feel for a lot of you, you're kind of like leaving an old situation behind, moving towards something new. And finally, for question 3, yes, marriage. You have the Hierophant. So this could also just be a commitment. I'm also getting something about completing something on that Hierophant as well. Not really what the Hierophant means, but again, if you're asking about completing a project or doing something, I would say yes as well. But this looks pretty good here, Aries, so thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your month.